Hey, yo, brothers. Shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew. Go support their channel. Go support their content. The brothers make good content. The topic of conversation today is DL women. Brothers, we got to talk about it. There's a lot of DL women out here. There's a lot of women out here that like women. They like women. They like each other. And a lot of this goes back to females' childhood. A lot of same-sex relations, homosexuality, that stuff goes back to childhood. And the word homo, brothers, all the word homo means is same. Homo means same or equal. So homosexuality obviously means same sexual attraction. Essentially, brothers, man, a lot of this goes back to a woman's childhood, and I'm sure some black boys out here that are engaging in that lifestyle, it goes back to their childhood as well. Something or some experience that they were exposed to. It could be from being emasculated. It could be from having low self-esteem, low self-value. It could be traumatizing, painful experiences that they've experienced and shared with people of the opposite sex. All types of things that can lead to this psychological disorder, because that's what it is. It's a psychological issue, and we have to repair the mental. We're living in a society right now that tells you if a child, a boy, a girl, a teenager is engaging in that lifestyle, that's something that you just have to accept. It's not something that you should denounce. It's not something that you should advocate against. It's something that you just have to accept and say, okay, this is how my child is. This is what this person is. Not that this person needs to work on turning away from that. Brothers, we all face temptation. I'm not saying that we all face the temptation of of the alternative lifestyle, but we all face different temptations. Some of it is sexual with some of us. And in general, we can't give in to all of our sexual urges. We have to be disciplined sexually. That's the only way that you're going to be able to grow and elevate spiritually. You have to discipline yourself sexually. You have to discipline yourself dietarily, and you have to limit your consumption of pleasure. It's the reality of it. A lot of people give in to their consumption of pleasure, and they're not able to grow spiritually. Anyways, though, we're going to tap into this.
All right, welcome back to another Overreacting with Daily Wrap Up crew. No book of, I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Jew with us.
What it do? It's your boy Jew, and we back with more content for you. You heard?
Listen, man, this next clips was sent over to us by y'all. Like, y'all could send us some clips that y'all want us to react to, Daily Wrap Up crew across social media, and y'all could email us on dailywrapcrew@gmail.com. This one is interesting because it's about the down low women. You know what I mean? Like, and we always hear the rhetoric from women talking about down low men.
Yeah, the niggas is always down low.
They already know what time it is. So we got a bunch of clips that we're gonna react to, give our thoughts, and we're gonna get right into it.
I need to hear from y'all too, man, because you know what I'm saying, we want to know if we all on the same page or if we tripping. We need y'all help.
I'm going to say this, and it's probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but somebody's gotta do it. If you are a woman and you purposely befriend other women with the intentions to eventually sleep with them, you're a predator.
Brothers, what this woman is saying is 100% a fact. This is absolutely true. And this is how the woman is able to, this is how the stud, the lesbian, this is how she's able to get inside of another woman's bed, inside of another woman's pants, and in between her legs. Is because she's able to present herself as a prey when she's really a predator. She's able to present herself as someone that's trustworthy when really she's a predator and she's trying to pounce upon you. The defense mechanism is not up. The radar is not up when a woman is around. Naturally, because women share locker rooms with one another. Women are able to bond with one another in a way that men and women can't. When a man approaches a woman is always skeptical because there's dick involved. The reality is you're going to be inserting something inside of her, and there's a risk for her getting pregnant. There's a risk for her having extreme strong feelings and attachment that comes with that. A woman is able to lower your defense mechanism and infiltrate your defense mechanism in a way that a man will never be able to, because a man is viewed as a predator by nature. He's viewed as a threat by nature because man is apex predator on earth. The reality is a man is physically stronger than a woman, typically taller than a woman, and men are intimidating to a lot of women, especially when it comes to their physical stature. A lot of women are afraid of men, as they should be. There should be a healthy amount of fear in your relationship, brothers. Your woman should have a healthy amount of fear for you, just like your children should have a healthy amount of fear for you. But in general, I digress. Yes, the woman is able to, the quote unquote lesbian woman is able to hook up with a lot of these women because she's able to break through the defense mechanism, because she's not viewed as much of a threat as the man. She's not viewed as someone that can harm her to the same extent that a man can.
There's this weird phenomenon in women and female and girl friendships where a woman will be on the DL, or she might be bi, and she will befriend other women that she finds attractive.
Brothers, and something we have to understand is a lot of women are bi. A lot of women are bi-curious. A lot of them are. There's a lot of women that will say that they're not gay, but they'll let a woman eat them out. Simple as that. They're like, look, you laid up, you drinking, you out kicking it, and you and your girl, the two girls getting drunk, and they've been out dancing and partying all night, and that liquor kick in, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and she getting that little tingly feeling in her pants, and next thing you know, she started licking on her friend, and her friend not really coherent and aware of what's going on, but then she wake up to her friend licking her down there, and it's like she liked the way it feel, and she just let it happen. And sometimes they just keep going, and other times it's just like, okay, that was just a one-time thing. And sometimes it's just being a one-time thing. One of the girls gets in her feelings about it, and now they fall out. Or next thing you know, they ended up being in a relationship, and now they start having relationship level expectations for one another, and then they fall out because of that. So that destroys their friendship. Or sometimes they end up being perfect for each other, seemingly. So these are things that go on. There's a lot of quote unquote confusion, uncertainty, a lot of uncertain elements that exist when your woman has a quote unquote male friend or female friend nowadays. You got to watch the female friend just as much as the male friend. Now, obviously, the female friend doesn't have the dick, but the reality is she's just as much of a threat nowadays to take your woman and to destroy your relationship, or at least break it down incrementally, slowly over a period of time, as much as anybody else. So there's a lot of things that are preventing relationships from being able to flourish in this society. Brothers, you just got to take your time, and you got to be able to understand that there's a high probability that the situation that you're entering with a woman is probably going to be temporary. Not always, not every time, but there is a strong possibility, really probability, that situation is going to be temporary, because the woman is in this society is a harlot. She's unsteady and wandering.
But when she approaches that woman, instead of her being honest about her intentions, she approaches her like she wants to be her homegirl and build this sisterhood.
Because that's a part of the foreplay. I mean, that's a part of the initial catch. Yeah, she does want to be friends with you. She does want to have a vibe with you and want to have a real bond with you. She wants to be able to connect with you on a mental level and an emotional level. That's how she tricks you. She gets you hooked mentally and emotionally, just like a man tries to do. But anyway, she gets you hooked mentally and emotionally. And once you start to trust her, that's when she makes her move. The stud is a great fisherman as well.
Then you get comfortable with the girl, and then one day you guys are out, you're drinking, you're having fun, and this is somebody that you trust to be drunk around. And next thing you know, that girl is touching you inappropriately. She's trying to kiss you. She's trying to court.
Well, brothers, the reason why this occurs is because this is something that's natural in the black community. This is something that's not natural, something that is normal in the so-called black community. I see it all the time, in person and online, women shaking their behinds and Another girl is grabbing their behind, grabbing their ass, slapping on their ass. Girls have no problem when they twerking for a random female to walk up on them and just grab their ass. I'm like, hey, bitch, your ass fat. Go, girl, yeah. They have no problem doing that. They're perfectly okay and fine with a woman violating them and sexually harassing them. They allow it. That's why the lesbian is able to get into your woman's pants so easily, because once again, her radar is not up at all. She can be twerking and a girl will walk up to her and say, yo, ass fat, is that real? She's like, girl, yeah. That's how they're able to interact and bond just off of that alone. So it's the game is rigged, brothers. It's rigged against you.
You. It is very predatory and very weird.
What's your thoughts on this, Jew?
I think it happens more than we think it does. You know, you always hear like women say, you know, a lot of women got a little bit of gay in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, women are always slapping each other's.
A lot of women got a little bit of curiosity in them. Women are always curious. Brothers, don't ever think for a second that your woman is not scrolling down Instagram and she don't see some man with a six-pack and some big-ass biceps and big-ass chest muscles and a full beard, and he's very attractive or comely or handsome. Nigga, you don't think that she's not, and he got a fresh lineup and fresh haircut and he's body oiled up. You don't think that she looking at that and saying, damn, in the back of her mind or in the front of her mind, or just full-fledged acting upon it. A lot of quote-unquote married women are out here throwing their coochie out, throwing it, especially to men that they work with. So a lot of women, once again, they have a lot of curiosity in them. They're always curious. They're always wondering. They always want to know.
Asses, rubbing each other's titties, walking around each other butt naked. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't got a problem with that. But you always got to wonder, you know what I'm saying, if shorty's looking at you a little too, you know what I'm saying, is she touching you a little too much? I do find it, I mean, when you're supposed to be comfortable and that's your friend, that's your homegirl, I guess that's how y'all play. But I would say it's a little gay. You know what I'm saying? A little gay, little gay.
Well, brothers, I mean, a lot of this is our fault, man. The so-called black man loves bisexual women. The so-called black man has a fantasy, has this strong desire of this image and illusion of having a threesome, a foursome, having orgies basically with multiple women, a menage a trois. Brothers, I mean, I understand the idea. I understand the fantasy. I'm a man. I understand it. But in general, that's off. That's engaging in homosexuality, that's engaging in lesbianism, and you have to be careful. You have to be careful, man. When you're dealing with multiple women, you can't allow that to occur. You can't be participating in a threesome. I understand if the opportunity presents itself, most brothers not going to turn it down. And that is what it is. Whatever you decide to do is on you. But in general, you should try not to do that. That's something you should go against. I understand brothers are probably going to be weak if that moment ever presented itself. But in general, you're in the bedroom, you're supposed to be separate.
Because not never am I ever walking past you like, yo, bro, you looking brolic today. Let me grab your let me grab your biceps. Like,
You know, you look a little thick. Like, yo, you been eating. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
fire for that.
But I'm trying to make a point. Like,
I know.
Like,
I'm saying
now, but
brothers, something we have to understand is men establish boundaries. At least straight men, heterosexual men, establish boundaries when they're hanging out with one another. There's a certain things that we're not going to do around one another. There's not going to be any Marcus Houston or Marvin Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye or Wet the Bed by Chris Brown is never going to come on at any point while I'm with my bros, while I'm with the guys. There's just certain boundaries that are going to be set in place, man, so that things that energy, that desire, that possibility is never even there. That thought is never even there because the boundaries that you create. Men don't even allow. Men use the word pause a lot, no homo a lot, because once again, to reiterate and reinforce the fact that, yo, this ain't that type of party. A lot of women, it is that type of party. They're bumping and grinding on one another. They're twerking on one another. And the girl looking at her like, damn, her ass fat. Damn, that shit jiggling. Damn, I want to put my face in that. Like, that's really how they be looking at each other. Like, they be getting butt naked in front of each other, dressing in front of each other. They be like, it's just titties. Like, girls get naked in front of each other all the time. No, and they're doing that because really they're trying to get you to come on to them. That's what they're doing. That girl is getting naked in front of your girl in the locker room or in the dressing room or in the fitting room for whatever photo shoot they're doing, and she's getting naked in front of your girl because she wants your girl to see her body, so that she can say, "Look, I'm open for business if you want me to be."
I think we as men, we know this because there's a lot of projecting that goes on, especially in our community, by our women.
For
and
sure.
They will always say, anytime you do something with your home, we could be chilling, they're gonna say that's gay, that's that. I think a lot of it comes down to it's projecting, but it's specific because they understand that they do it and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the woman does. You're right. You're right. It's the same thing with the word narcissist. A lot of women refer to them, are calling men narcissist. The word narcissist essentially really just means self-absorbed in a sense. You're very self-centered and self-absorbed. The woman is extremely narcissistic because she cannot say sorry. The woman can't apologize. She struggles with the ability to say it was my fault. She always has to look for a reason to absolve herself from any form of fault or accountability, being responsible for the problems that take place in her life as well as society. The so-called black woman is trying to gaslight the black man into believing that he's the problem in the black community. And don't get me wrong, the so-called black man does have to be dealt with and addressed. But the reality is the so-called black woman is so far gone. She's haughty, she's proud, she's prideful, she's disdainful in her character, to the point where you can't even correct her or teach her or even lead her or guide her because she's separated and alienated herself from her man so much. The so-called black woman is high off of this drug called independence. She's independent. That's what she is. She doesn't have to answer to a man. She doesn't have to answer to a nigga. She get to come and go as she please. She gets to do what she wants, dress how she want, eat how she want, drink how she wants. She gets to do whatever she wants. She doesn't have to be bound and constrained and confided to a relationship. Not all so-called black women. I'm just talking about the hood rats, the hood hoes, the bitches, those types of women, the lower level women. And a lot of the women that that voted for Kamala Harris, pretty much all the women that voted for Kamala Harris, all the so-called black women that voted for Kamala Harris, those are the women that I'm talking about.
Might be attracted to their homegirl, whatever. So they assume like, oh, because I chill with my homegirls, or I'll buy them some romantic shit or do something, they must be like, you know what I mean? So a lot of it is projecting. That's why anytime a woman says something, fellas, anytime a woman try to discredit your sexuality, just question hers because she might.
Yeah. The woman always wants the attention and the spotlight to be on her. Women love attention, except for when it comes down to accountability. That's when they start to project everything onto you. They'll sit up there and be bad as hell all day, be defiant, rebellious, hard-headed, won't listen to anything that you say, and won't accept any of the teachings that you're offering to them. And then at the same time, they'll say, well, you need to do a better job of leading. The so-called black woman doesn't want to be led. The so-called black woman just wants you to pay her bills. She wants you to pay her bills while she gets to do whatever she wants. She doesn't want you to be able to pay her bills and still tell her what to do. It's the reality of it, man. A lot of brothers are just at this point just accepting their fate. They're just like so happy to have a woman that, you know what, they just let her do whatever. It's like, at least I got somebody.
You the real one that's on the down low, and she try to, he doing the same shit. No, we do not operate the same way. Like, we think differently fundamentally. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you know what I mean? So it's good to hear women acknowledge this and be more honest and open about it, because there's a lot of down low women for.
But I think we're
Well, you're not going to see a lot of women acknowledging it, because I would say somewhere between around 70% of women between the age of 14 and 45 years old are, I'll say 40 years old, really 30, maybe 35 years old, but really 45 too. In that age group, in that, age range, those women are engaging in some type of alternative lifestyle, sexual proclivities. It's just the reality of it, and that's you just go on. You go outside and you see it. You go through shade room comment sections and you see it. Women are flirting with one another in the comment sections. Bitch, you look cute. Girl, your ass getting fat. Like it's just it's the way women are unabashed and unapologetic and just shameless about their desire to lick and munch on another woman. This is an abomination. It's really disgusting. It's getting to the point where it's not even not even any shame attached and associated with it. And that's how you know that this place is turning into spiritual Sodom.
For the problem because well, I'm not saying all, but a lot of men accept that, and we made it more comfortable for them to act in that such manner. You know what I'm saying? Like if we seen a young man, if I see my son over there, rubbing somebody's scalp or something like that, I'm like, yo, what you doing, my boy? I'm gonna pull him aside. But young girls probably been.
Honestly, brothers, it's a dick thing, man. It's a dick thing. The reality is women, they can rub on each other and lick on each other. It's never going to be the same as alternative lifestyle for a man, because a man is something's being inserted inside of him, and that's graphic, but that's the reality of it. As a man, once you get something inserted inside of you and you're throwing it back on another man, you bouncing on another man, you got another man penetrating you, and I'm digging you out like a woman. There's nothing that a woman really can do for you. There's no way that you can go back after that. You've lost a part of your masculinity. You're always going to be in the subjection of that man. And this is a part of the rituals and the what's the word I'm looking for? This is a part of the hazing rituals, man, to go up certain levels and for certain fraternal orders. That's what I'll say. Every fraternal order doesn't require that, but certain fraternal orders, they do require that. If you want to ascend up the levels and rise up the ranks in certain fraternities and certain fraternal orders, it requires you to have your ass stretched out. That's a part of it. That's how you get initiated. That's the word I'm looking for. That's how you get initiated. That's how you get blessed in.
Playing like that with dollies their whole life, so I could see how it grows into or progresses to them start doing it with each other. And then we keep young girls away from boys so much that's where they actually probably start to get their curiosity. They're not, if you're
Brothers, a lot of this stuff is starting when girls is 4 or 5 years old, man. 5, 6 years old. I've made videos in the past talking about how I've been around females, and I've had plenty of females tell me that they were kissing on girls from the time they was 4, 5, 6 years old. They was munching on, they was bumping little TTs, little private areas with girls from the time they was 5, 6 years old. Your daughter, and her cousin, her little female cousin or her little female friend, you're not watching them. They're in that back room. They're back there doing something. Curiosity is going to occur at some point. They're going to start doing stuff. You have to watch children. You can't just be around children and think and leave them unattended and leave them unsupervised. Spirits are going to hop on them. Demons are going to hop on them. There are energies all around. Satan is always working, and what he works at the most is at the children. He tries to corrupt the children. Satan is corrupting a lot of children, a lot of young boys and a lot of young girls. You need to watch your kids. You need to have an eye on your kids. And it's easier to watch your kids now than ever before because you have cameras for surveillance. You have additional eyes. You have to be careful. You have to watch when your children are going over people's houses for sleepovers. You got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. You got to make sure that you sending your child over somebody's house to do not play. And when they send their child over your house, they know you do not play. I don't play none of that. Well, I'm not having none of that. I will be watching those kids, and I will be aware of what they're doing. I'm not going to allow them to be seduced and led away into that lifestyle.
Protective father, which I had a protective father with my sisters. you kind of.
The thing about what she's saying, and we're gonna get to the other clips,
Yeah.
is that when you really dissect bisexual women, the lesbian women, they do the same behavior that they condemn men for doing. Like, you know what I mean? They only
Men are not doing it though.
no, but
Brothers, it's a dick thing. It's a dick thing. It's not a man woman thing. It's not. It's a dick thing. That's what it is. It's a dick thing. A lot of women wish that they had a penis. They really do. They wish they had a wee wee. They wish they had one. They don't know the power of a dick. A lot of people talk about girls having good pussy and niggas going crazy over a girl pussy. When a girl gets some really good dick, you really pitting some good dick on a girl, she will lose her mind. Oh, they will go crazy. You can get a woman to do whatever you want her to do if you pitting that good dick on her. Good dick is harder to find than some good pussy. Not saying that every girl got the good wop, that good cooter mama, but in general, it's harder. It's easier to find some good coochie than it is for a girl to find some good dick, because good dick requires you to be able to last long. It requires you to have stamina. It requires you to have the ability to have foreplay and to arouse a woman and keep her engaged, and you have to be very in tune with her body. You're in control of the whole situation. You're in control of her entire vessel, both physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally, and spiritually. I'm taking you like there's a lot that goes into being a good sexual partner. That's just the reality of it. Sexual companion.
Yeah.
here's what I'm about to say.
Okay.
They will condone men for only seeing women as sexual objects, like, you know, only want to do sexual things with them, and then they
Men don't see women only as sexual objects. A lot of men, not all, but a lot of men want a girlfriend. A lot of men, the problem is we, as all of us, are victims of it at some point. We take the woman more serious than we should. A lot of you brothers actually be having conversations with the woman thinking that the woman really cares about what you got to say and what you think. Women don't give a damn what you think. They don't give a damn what you got to say. I mean, they care. They want your feedback. They want your input and your output, however the word you want to use. But for the most part, when you're having a conversation with a woman, 25% of the time you should be talking, and 75% of the time you should be listening. You should be doing way more listening when you talking to your woman than you are talking, because when you start talking, your woman is looking for a reason to disqualify you. One for one. And secondly, she likes to talk. She wants to talk. She wants to run her mouth. She cares everything in her. Most of what's going on in her mind is about her. She don't want to sit up here and listen to you all day. She wants to talk all day. That's why women can be on the phone for 5-6 hours. They like talking.
get around other women and they only view them in a sexual manner. They only want to do sexual. They want to have sex with you. They want to bump coochies with you. They want to eat your coochie. They only see other women as sexual creatures, something to have sex with, have fun with. That's no different from what they've been talking about men.
Well, it's about a bond. It's about a level of compatibility, and it's about a level of attraction. A lot of women are attracted to women because women are physically attractive. Women are physically appealing, and most women can acknowledge that women are beautiful. The woman is a very beautiful creature. Even her moans, her grunts, her moans, her peak level of arousal. When she reaches her peak level of arousal, the level of satisfaction and pleasure and erotic nature in her, sensual and pleasure in her voice, you can hear that. That is a feeling, that is a sound that gratifies the ego in a way that words can't describe. Women like to make other women come. Women get off on making another woman come. That it turns them on to hear another woman moan, groan, and have an orgasm. This is what women like. And that's not me making that up from my mindset. I've had conversations with women in my life that have done this stuff before. Live life, brothers. Have conversations with these women. They'll tell you the whole game and the whole playbook.
Doing with women, like,
For
you know what
sure.
I mean? Like, if you just, I'm telling you, just look at the behavior of bisexual, lesbian women. They do the same rhetoric that they are shaming men for doing. Like, you know what I mean? They don't want to take care of women. They don't want to protect women. They just want them sexually. They want to, I'm telling you, like, it's the same thing.
All they want is just a piece of pussy.
So one thing I can't stand about a lot of y'all chicks, and I know y'all gonna get mad at me for saying this, but y'all need to stop constantly sitting up talking about how these men on the DL and these men sassy and these men this and these men that, when y'all know a lot of y'all women be on the DL. Y'all know y'all do. Like, y'all always trying to get drunk and kiss. And then a lot of y'all be stay talking about, I don't like these men, I don't like them, and it be because y'all like a woman. Y'all just like men.
Brothers, the reason why a lot of women don't like men is because of their fathers. Women that have great fathers, like really good fathers, they don't tend to think like this. Even if they're hurt by men, they still have examples of great men in their lives. So they'll have something to reference and refer back to. A lot of women don't have great men in their lives. They have a lot of bad men in their lives. They have a lot of their brothers in and out of jail. Their uncles ain't worth a damn. They don't have a grandfather. They don't have any connection with their biological father. Then all the niggas out here in the hood, they ain't worth nothing, sagging their pants all day. Hey, Ma, what up with you? Standing outside the front of the store. If you live in the hood or have lived in the hood at points in your life, you know niggas be standing outside the corner stores and the convenience stores all the time, just loitering, whatever, outside the store all the time. Don't have no motion in their life. These the type of niggas you see. These the type of niggas you accustomed to. You do look down upon niggas. Nigga. And it don't help that in the so-called black community, the so-called black woman is entrepreneurial on a level that the so-called black man is not. The so-called black woman is out here starting her own businesses and things of that nature. And a lot of that is because the so-called black woman has entered the fields. Not all, but mostly because the so-called black woman is able to do hair, lashes, esthetician, beauty and cosmetics mainly, brothers. The so-called black woman is heavily into beauty and cosmetics, and this provides them with an avenue and a lane for them to be entrepreneurs, make their own money and make their own schedule. So they're able to be on some boss type shit, typically, simply put, because of the beauty and the cosmetic industry. They're taking that lane, but that's all going to come to an end at some point. The so-called black woman, once again, she's going to be humbled greatly. And that's not me saying that. That's the scripture saying that. Some of them are going to start to humble themselves now or before the tribulation starts. And those women will have a better chance at being a part of the salvation because they'll be aligned with a man that can protect them. And then some women are going to do it just purely out of force. And those women are going to, who knows what their fate is going to be.
Money. Y'all don't want to get with no woman though because y'all don't want to pay for y'all own stuff. And y'all know that a lot of the women don't have no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, a lot of women don't have money. There's a good percentage of women that do have money, that are making money. Yeah, the entrepreneurial women. But a lot of the women that are just working regular jobs, just like men are working regular jobs, they're living check to check too. On top of the fact that their additional income that is disposable is being spent on their lashes, their nails, their hair, things of that nature. Then women got to spend money on pads and tampons. Women have different set of expenses that men don't have each month. A man will go, 3 weeks without getting a haircut. A woman go 2-3 weeks without getting a haircut. She look a whole lot different. Men don't have to buy pads. Men don't have to buy new bras. There's certain things that a woman has to purchase, certain apparel items a woman has to purchase, hair accessory items. She has to buy grease sometimes. She has to buy bonnets, different things for her to upkeep her appearance. So there's different things that the women have to spend their money on. They're more expensive to deal with.
Y'all know what y'all be on, and then y'all keep doing that same lie. Talk about, I only ate 3 cats. Acting like that's normal just because y'all women.
I only ate 3 cats.
Yeah, a lot of girls don't consider that to be any form of homosexuality. And once again, you could repent, but in general, they're unrepentant. And there's gonna be a fourth one eventually. A lot of girls have done it or thought about it. But anyways, brothers, I think we get the point of this video. A lot of women are on the quote unquote DL, but really it's not the DL. A lot of women are out and about. When you're dealing with most of these women, you should assume that they've been with a woman or that they desire to be with a woman at some point. A lot of women have those demons on them, have those spirits on them because they've alienated themselves from any level of righteousness. They've alienated themselves from any spiritual doctrine that condemns that act. And the spiritual doctrine that condemns that act is the scriptures. Us reading the scriptures does not mean that we're perfect. It does not mean that we're not does not mean that we have no sin within us, because the scriptures tell us any man that says he has no sin in him is a liar and the truth is not in him. Brothers, we all have sin in us. We all do things wrong. We all make mistakes. But in general, that is a no-no. It's a no-no. The scriptures in general, though, is there for us to have a reference point for when we go off or when we lose sight of ourselves. Somewhere that we always have a path that we can return to. We always have a home base that we can return to. It's like Grand Theft Auto. You can be way on the other side of town. You could be way off, and you got all the cops chasing you and everything, but you can go to your home base and you can start over. So it's never too late to start over, brother. It's never too late to repent. And that's all of us, not just one of us. But anyways, get the point.